Hello, my name is Zhatelier and welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode we managed to, well, solidify our region over here a little bit further. We haven't started quite yet annexing any of our vassals. We got two of them right now, one of them is a bit disloyal, but we are improving relations, so that's gonna get fixed sooner or later. And unfortunately we can't quite yet annex Malgana, but the relations are, as long as we keep the diplomat in there, the relations are improving about 5 points per year. So, honestly, we just need to wait for a few years. And then, if we give a gift, we should be able to start annexing them. We're also expanding our fleet a decent bit. Well, a little bit more pirates over here for Malacca, which, you know, we've got a bit of pirates in there. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. We'll get another two. We've got the exploration fleet currently going out to the Arabian Sea coast, actually. And our colony south of India is soon to be completed. I'd say within the next 2 years that is going to be completed. Then we might go for Mauritius, because that's 11 development. Well, this one's also not bad. That would allow us to raid all of Kilover's coast, actually. But I think we're going to go with Mauritius first, so that we can start raiding, well, quite a bit of the coastlines already. Not necessarily quite. Yeah, there's some of the areas down here that we would not be able to reach, but we can still do a lot of raiding in here. So that way we can get some good money on the regular. And actually, speaking of money, oh wait, no, we can't use that one. Where's the rating, please? Ah, right over here. So let's bring this one a little bit closer, because I believe Yolngu is over here, ready for, or right for a bit of raiding. So we'll head down that way. There we go. That's another pirate ship joining in the fray. So let's just have a look at the pirates. So yeah, Yolngu is one. There's also a couple things over here in southern or southeastern Australia. But reaching that is going to be a little bit tricky. It's not impossible, mind you. Oh, Mara. Hold on, what happened there? Oh, wait, no. We're discovering new nations over here. That's what's happening. Right, never mind. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of coastlines that we're just discovering in here. Excellent. A whole of other... Like, I recognized the name, but I just couldn't remember where it was. Right, so the whole Hawaii is now over 900 in population already, so that's pretty good. War against the world against Ethiopia. Alright, let's go ahead and do a bit of raiding over here, shall we? Should be able to get there quite easily. Ooh, actually, we can just raid both of them from here. Well, that was the only one that we needed to raid. Let's then go ahead and go to our vassal's port there. And then we can go ahead and do the raidings down here, hopefully. At least, yeah, we can. How much is that going to be? 28, 21, and 23. So, over 70 ducats. That's not actually bad. Now, we are currently, in terms of text, we are still behind in, well, everything, essentially. We still haven't gotten any of the institution. I'm pretty sure we won't be able to get colonialism quite yet, even. We have, well, I suppose since we're partially in the... Yeah, we'd have to have a colonial nation in the New World, which is not going to be easy. It's not impossible, but it's not going to be easy. And right now, not really within the realistic expectations. Ah, there we go. Our vessel is no longer... Well, the second vessel that we have is no longer upset. I mean, they're still upset, but, you know, the Liberty Design has gone down enough so that they are paying us a tiny bit of money. It is quite insignificant, admittedly, but it's fine. The devastations down here are going to be massive. I mean, it's going down slowly, but it's going to take a while. This one also is taking quite a while, but I suppose eventually... Yeah, autonomy is having a bit of impact, and of course the devastation. So basically we're not producing anything here yet. Oh, there we go. Arabian Sea coast has been explored. Oh, now we've got the... Yeah, Nyunga is once again slightly upset. Right, explore. Let's see. So we're done... There's still South Indian Ocean that we could quickly go and explore. Suppose we'll do that. Just for completion's sake, so there's just like 1 or 2 sea zones over here that we'll need to discover. But now we know a lot more of the Arabian Sea areas over here, so that's going to be good. And our colony is now less than a year away from being ready. Also, about 2 years away from being able to declare war on Larakia again. They do have another ally, though. Oh, new election. I think for this time, we probably want to get a new leader, because the Republican tradition is pretty low. I'm going to hit the Buccaneer option. The Buccaneers are now in power, so the tradition should go up. Oh, could produce more of it. Now, that is a good one. Let's go ahead and get the... actually... Could get the Diplo reputation. Actually, yeah, we'll get that one. That's going to allow us to improve relations with our vassals a lot faster. And I suppose that might also improve the... Oh yeah, there we go. That's 6 points per year now. The turn of Captain Iniat Mukhtar. You know what? We'll take the hit on the tradition. It's not ideal, but we'll take it. And our colony in here is... Yeah, it's definitely going quite nicely. And now we can get the admin tech. We'll unlock the courthouses, which are... admittedly, how much do we pay for maintenance? It's not that much in the end. I mean, the Indian Ocean Islands, which I guess, is this? Oh yeah, Holavai is part of that. There's also the Cocos Islands down here, which we will probably go ahead and colonize. But we also want to colonize some of these islands, because those are... especially this one would be quite handy. That would allow us to raid a lot further into Malacca again, without them being able to declare war on me directly. Oh, actually, no, they would be able to claim that. Never mind. Because they've gone around the southern tip of the island already. Education for the poor. You know what? We'll take the innovativeness. And then let's have a look at the piracy. No, well, I suppose, yeah, we've got the southern ones over here. Let's go and do these real quick. Shouldn't take too long. It's only 2 sea zones to get there. There we go. So we'll raid that. That's 21 ducats, and I believe we can get up to here to raid the other 2. Oh, right, they moved again. Okay, let's raid them a second time. I mean, hey, if they want to give us more money, 49 ducats, wow. Oh, because both of them moved. Oh, well, there we go. Let's get these back to port, and then we could actually upgrade a center of trade in Vajik to level 2. That would be a bit expensive, though. I do actually wonder, the courthouses, I suppose that won't really show the actual numbers. I mean, Christmas Island is pretty high development, or cost there, so I'm going to go ahead and build one there. That's going to reduce the upkeep at least or somewhat significantly. Oh, there we go, the Buccaneers have taken over again. So the Republican tradition should be going up again. Wait, where's... oh, so from here to our capital... That would be what, 1 base tax? You know what, we'll take it. I wonder actually, how much would a church in our capital be worth? Or temple? It's 0.16, so not a huge amount, but it might be worth it at this point. Ooh, let's do some more exploration. Let's see, so we could go for South Atlantic, so we can go across or around the Cape, essentially. Southeast Pacific would be another option. Northwest Pacific. Oh, South... East China Sea, actually. We'll go for that one now. That might discover us a little bit more down here, I believe. So we did get the 5 ships. How much do we actually make with the pirates now? 0.41. So that's about half the fleet maintenance. Just with those. We could, of course, just increase the fleet here a little bit further. Get another 2 ships. We'll slowly increase it. I'm sure that while the upkeep will go up, it's also going to allow us to get a bit more trade power in here. So right now, there's no one hunting the pirates. Wait, are these actually all just 10 guns? They are all 10 guns. Okay. When do we get the better... Oh, it's actually the next Diplotech. Okay. We're definitely behind in admin, or mill points, sorry, not admin points. But I believe now might be the time to get our troops ready for another war. Because Larakia peace deal is not going to last that long. And while you have a ally down here, I don't think they'll be able to reach us. So we should be fine. We'll probably just vassalize them. And then how is... okay, Malgana, we are slowly getting to the point where we can probably start annexing them. If we were to give them a gift now, that would actually be enough to start annexation. So, you know what, we'll do it. For 25 ducats, we can annex them. I think that's fine. Now we just need to wait for the diplomat to return. And be ready for, well, rather the cooldown to end over here. Let's start annexing them. We don't actually need to keep the diplomat in there anymore for the diplomat relations, though. Ooh, and there we go, that's a core done. Let's get that core immediately. And then the question is, where do we send the colonists next? I mean, we could start heading further east. That would be a... that would be a natural harbor. That's 1,000... See, this is starting to be the point where the local goods produced modifier is actually perhaps worth it keeping. But so perhaps we'll go for something empty first. Like we would go for Mauritius first, for example. That's a bit of a long distance one, but that's going to be allowing us to then do the war over here, and then we can start switching our troops further north, and we can keep the natives over there somewhat curtailed in a way. So how much time do we have? Okay, it's April next year. So we can still wait for a few more months. How's the raiding? Anywhere to raid? I suppose not yet. Once we get the colonies over here, you know what, we'll just send the fleet down to Hull Hawaii. You know what, perhaps we'll go for Christmas Island first. And then from there it's going to be a little bit shorter distance. There's going to be some more of the raiding actually available here soon, so we'll keep it in the Christmas Islands first. And then later on we'll switch it around. So once we get to, like, I don't know, September, we'll start increasing them. Oh, hello. We're actually making... Oh, right, because we got the conversion done, did we? No, we didn't. Oh, but the colonist is inactive currently. Right, that's what's happening. Oh, the rogue privateer expired. Ah, right, so our total income might be slightly better. There we go, there's the East China Sea. Let's explore the coastlines there. So, yeah, that did explore a little bit further over here. Not too much for this area, I don't think. But one of the ideal reasons why I'm trying to colonize over here, Mauritius, is that we can raid Kilwa. They won't be able to declare war on us. And then also, it's going to be another stepping stone for Europeans to... or that Europeans won't be able to take. So, that's good. Oh, do a bit of pirating over there. That's 22 ducats, which isn't all that much. I suppose we can actually go and head over for the island over here already. Then get into Mauritius is going to be a little bit more involved process, but we can do that. And then we can go ahead and raid Kilwa, which this is... individual provinces might not be a huge amount of money, but there's so many provinces in here that we can raid that we will be somewhat rich, I would say. The good thing is that we can use the colony itself just for the raiding. We don't need to worry about it too much. We got some rebellion that is going to... Oh, right, it's start of the year. We'll keep the diplomat in our vassal over here for now. Let's go ahead and increase the army maintenance to max. We might have to take a loan for this war. Although I'm hoping that we don't have to, but we might. Oh, well, and how much do we get? Okay, it's about half a ducat now for the raiding. Or parity. So we are getting a bit more in there. Well, that might actually change even further. No, not necessarily. Oh, actually it did. Oh, there we go. That's a bit more exploration. Let's start heading to... Let's go for Northwest Pacific, actually. I'm trying to get to the New World as well, just in case. Oh, well, there we go. Converted some heretics down here. So that's a little bit less upkeep now. So the deficit is slightly less, and there we go. The truce has ended. Our troops are almost ready. We'll wait for one more month, and then we'll declare the war. Oh, and there's some nations in India that are already embracing the Renaissance. Unfortunately, Bahmanis is not close enough. Otherwise, we would probably, well, I don't think they would give us the thing anyway. Any more raiding that we could do? Oh, there would be one over there. I suppose our fleet has yet to arrive into Mauritius, so let's head there, and then we're going to do the raiding in Kilwa. Kilwa's probably going to hate our guts for it, but that's fine. And now that it's May, let's go ahead and declare our war. Just a war against the world, I suppose. It should be a fairly straightforward fight. We've got the numbers advantage, we've got probably the better tech. Oh yeah, much better tech. Yeah, there we go, that's a stack wipe. We got a artillery, actually 2 sets of artillery in here. Could even do the barrage. I'm not going to spend the points for that though. They did get the ally joining in, but again, I'm pretty sure that there is no military access going through here. No, there's casus bellis, but no military access, so they won't be able to reach us. So this is going to be fairly straightforward. Actually, what I can do is I can just move in the Marines already down this way. Actually, we'll keep it behind the fort, in case they somehow do manage to get across. Oh dear, merchant suffering. Well, look, as we don't really need the trade power there too much right now. Annexation will be done. Actually, how much do we have force limit? We do have a little bit, so even if we do annex our vassal over here, that's going to be fine. That is going to be 21 development, though, so that's going to be huge. And really, the devastation is so massive that it won't really have much of an impact. But has our fleet arrived? Yes. Okay, so let's get going with the Kilwa ratings. We'll start with... Ooh. I'd like to get a war on Palembang. Over there, okay. Do they have a claim on it? They do. Oh. They do not have a claim on me, at least, so that's good. We're somewhat safe still. Now, back to the raiding. We'll start from there. The siege is going to take a while anyway. Oh, there we go. That's integrated. A bit of a hit on diplomatic reputation, but that's fine. And can we actually... I suppose we start with a core over here, don't we? So how much... yeah, it's not going to be going down all that quickly. We could get these into the main army, I suppose. But at the same time, we don't really need to. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the cavalry back. I don't want to be paying the attrition for those. There we go. Oh, Smuggler's Court. Ooh. I'm going to take the extra ducats right now. Because money is always money. And let's go ahead and start the raiding process. So that's 19 ducats. And we sail north. That's another 13 ducats. Actually, we don't need to stop there. We can go directly to Mozambique Channel. And then start heading north up the Zanzibar from there. Speaking of which, Zanzibar is not all that much money. Although we would do more. No, but the siege is almost done, so that's good. Oh, we're taking a bit of attrition in here. What we may need to do is we raid these. Then we go for a quick repair in our colony, and then we can continue from there later. But there we go. We've got at least up to 100 ducats again. So it's not all bad. Oh, we got a neighbor. Oh, and we sack... Okay, I don't really mind the professional, but I'm going to take the mill points. We'll lose a bit of prestige, but that's fine. Devastation is going to be maxed out there anyway. So that's fine. And now... if I do that, is that going to be... No, they're probably just going to move somewhere else, aren't they? I could turn them a vassal, but they would not take that peace deal yet. So perhaps we'll just go ahead and take the... Province take the money, we can then reduce the upkeep a little bit. Actually, I don't suppose... we can take war operations as well. Sure. Hey, there we go. Now we own the desert. And where did they move? Did they actually move anywhere? I don't think they did. I think they are now fully destroyed. So, in Madrid, we can probably get the natural harbor again. Or that is an option. Let's get the coring underway first of all. Another option, of course, would be to maybe just put in a advisor, and I suppose military advisor would probably be the best bet currently. Well, other than the fact that the options aren't really that great. I mean, the fort defense is nice, the more manpower is nice, I don't really want to hire the level 3. Do we have inflation? We got a little bit, so inflation reduction advisor wouldn't be too bad. You know what, we'll hire that one. There we go, we've got a bit more troops. We can probably keep those in check there for now. And then these can just get to the neighbor or border province. We could potentially expand further in here. Because you have, no, you still have an alliance. But yeah, so we own the Western Desert now. Or western half of Australia anyway. And I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and expand our piracy fleet over here for Malacca region. Speaking of which, is there more? No, we can't do any more raiding there yet. Oh, right, the fleet is taking a lot of attrition. You should be able to get Hobart though. Yeah, it's there now. Okay, that was a bit of a close call. Oh, actually, I should probably get a shipyard up here. Because the repair time is going to be improved, so that's honestly going to be perfect. We got a little bit unrest. I believe we can just use this to suppress all of that. Are we over our force limit? We are, slightly. But it's partially because the devastation is so massive in here on everything. And the autonomy is pretty high. Although we are slowly reducing it. So there's 7,000 rebellion perhaps happening. Doesn't need to be too bad. We could perhaps go ahead and reduce the upkeep slightly. So we're not losing, you know, tens and tens of ducats per month. Well, we're still losing a whole lot, though. I suppose that... No, it's actually not... I'm going to reduce the upkeep even further. Go for like 4 ducats a month on the army only, or solely... Oh, right, the missionary... Oh, we're converting something. Is it, right over there? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Ceremony dispute. Okay, well, that's... Or disrupted. That's not great. Now, any more raiding to be done? Oh, there would be actually some. Of course, these... oh, we have actually repaired. Alright, then. Let's head over to Zanzibar. Do some raiding there. keep the money somewhat flowing in. At least trickling in, I guess. Right, there we go. That's going to be 1,000 sailors. And 81 ducats, actually not bad. Alright, let's rate that. That's another 50 ducats. And then I think we're going to go to Mauritius first. Then from there we'll get to Hull, Hawaii. And then so forth. Start getting back to rate Malacca and all that. Oh, actually. Rate a few more, or one more province there. There we go. Now we've got money for a decent bit again. Actually, we don't actually need to have the capital port active currently, just to save a bit more cash. Oh, there we go. Northwest Pacific has been explored. So basically, from the international, well, at the edge of the map, let's just say. I forget the correct term there, but you know, we've got up to there. So can we explore now any further? There's a bit of Northwest Pacific stuff that we can do. And then, of course, we're going to go for the Southeast Pacific, I believe. To start exploring a bit further through there. Maybe not a huge amount, but it's still better than nothing. How much do we have trade? Actually, we've got quite a bit of trade power in here. I'm going to start collecting from here. I'm just going to move the Moluccas merchant down here. Just so we get a tiny bit more money in here. There we go. Now we're making an extra half a ducat, actually. Through trade, so that's good. All fars goes to Golden Era, alright then. How much are we making from... Oh, 0.77 ducats from Malacca now, okay. So the piracy is improving quite nicely, and I suppose it could also be that there's less nations... Oh, right, Malacca is fighting Sunda. Oh, right, so there's no one protecting the trade. So there's oh, right, there's someone else pirating in here as well. But basically what we're doing is we're just taking as much money from here as possible. And since no one else is really paying attention to it right now, we've also the quite significant war happening over here. Still losing a lot of money, and Mauritius we haven't yet to discover what the resource there, but it's most likely fish. It can also be sugar or naval supplies, but oh, trade expansion. For 10 years we get 10% trade efficiency, institution spread plus 20%. That's pretty decent if there was any institution spreading to us yet. But right now it's still... I suppose Vigianic are, if we were to improve relations with them, they probably do hate us, but let's start improving relations there. And let's not raid VJ right now, so that it will spread to our colony over here at least. And that's probably not going to be sufficient, but that's at least one province then we'll have that. Oh, election, We're still pretty low on Republic decision, so we're going to get another captain in. Get the mill points slowly flowing in. Ooh, global set increase. That's gotta be perfect. Let's also go for a bit more tax and trade, I guess. For the time being. So that's gonna allow us to just reduce the deficit somewhat. I don't know if it's gonna be a huge amount, but it's gonna help. We're still losing 2.5 ducats per month, though. Oh, smugglers running rampart. Oh dear. I'm gonna pay the money. Oh, we lost a general. Oh no. Well, we're still quite a bit behind in mill tech, though. But we have not completed the naval ideas either, and we might actually want to do that. Because the barrage cost going down is huge improvement. But yes, at least we're getting some of the points there. The expansion is going to be fine. We've got a little bit of rebellion brewing up in here. It's not the worst, though. And I suppose in a few years it's less of a problem, especially with the missionary completing down here. Ooh, there we go. That's another exploration done. Let's go for the Southeast Pacific next. Not going to go into Atlantic quite yet. Oh, well, I guess we'll get a bit of local autonomy in Hull, Hawaii. Did we get the... Yeah, we did get the courthouse in here, didn't we? Now, what else could we build? I mean, there is the workshop, of course. You know what? I think we're going to do that. It may not be a huge amount of money, but it will still... Okay, 0.18 ducats per month. That's still an improvement. And actually, it will also increase the trade value in the node, which means that our pirates will actually be able to bring in more money. Now, the increase for the pirates is probably going to be very insignificant, mind you, but it's, technically speaking, still there. And there we go, that's another conversion done. And that is no longer having any unrest. The devastation is still only very slowly ticking down. Oh, right, that reminds me, we still have the raid fleet over here that we need to bring in back towards home. It will be brought in back home. I believe, yeah, there's a little bit in Malacca, or the Malaccan provinces of Pasai. that we can still raid. We're not going to go for VJ quite yet. Admittedly, we would get quite a bit of money through there, but I think keeping good relations with them currently will be worth more, because it will allow us to perhaps get the knowledge sharing through them. It's unlikely, but it's technically speaking possible. Well, it looks like we don't have a neighbor over here anymore. Well, a brief moment at least. Mauritius is already at, well, almost 350. Well, now it's 350 colonists. The core in inland over here is almost done, and we can be the first one to complete the naval ideas. There we go. And we can get the... I mean, skilled cartographers, not necessarily too bad. Not particularly useful, but it can be okay. The next thing is going to be completing the Miltech. We're desperately behind on that. I do actually wonder, are these... No, the tribals aren't ahead of us in tech, at least. The Yongu and Janua are going to be potentially fighting for tribal lands or whatnot. Right, so we moved a little bit closer. Let's get these to Christmas Island. That's actually the thing, though. If we were to get Cocos Islands as well, which is very low development, we could then have supply routes through here pretty much entirely. Right now we don't. Actually, no, I don't think it would necessarily increase. Oh, sugar province, okay. That's got a decent price, and it's got a really good production, actually. We could turn a trade company into it, but that wouldn't really help us right now. It would be diverting the trade further down there, so it's probably not going to be worth the effort right now. Right, the fleet has arrived. Let's start from the north, at the Nicobar Islands, and then we'll just sail south. Oh, there we go, the core is complete. There's still a little bit unrest in there, but I suppose, yeah, that's because the missionary began the work immediately. The inflation is dropping downwards, and the rebel factions aren't too bad. Oh, I will figure out a Sibir. Nyunga is going to take a while before they are willing to be annexed. Yeah, it's going to take a good while. We're still working on... Oh, right. And let's, before we start losing too much, start having a look over here and start raiding the remaining provinces, which there's not going to be a huge amount of raiding to be done, but there is at least some. Go around Sumatra, I guess. Here we go. And let's head back to the port. We'll repair there. So, how is this war going? Looks like Malacca is, well, they're blockading a lot of the lands. Are they actually... No, they're not really winning because they have not managed to get a proper landing in, I reckon. Oh, right. There's the relation with Gianagara. We'll recall the diplomat. Oh. Right. No, never mind. There's some Ottoman shenanigans going on. But we don't really know about the Ottomans yet. Right, we do need to get a flagship at some point. We'll need to get that one probably. Well, we need to save up some money for that. But actually, what does the mission give? So, Admiral, okay, yeah. Oh, we lose a bit of admin points there. Well, that's not good. I'm not far from getting another Diplo tech. Admittedly, perhaps we should have a look at the developing some provinces, especially things that are high value. And that wouldn't be too bad either, actually. I mean, Christmas Island is already 20 development. But that can probably stay as is. I mean, we could probably go and get some more... Oh, yeah, coffee. Yeah, a little bit more development in Hull, Hawaii. And that should be a bit more production through there. Yeah, so there is a bit of room to expand further eastward. Woolna is definitely one of those places that I do want to get, though, because that is not a national harbour. So we can get more and more trade power in here. We're making 0.30 or 1.33 ducats per month there currently. Of course, partially that is because the devastation is huge, so perhaps we should save up money. Well, as soon as we can, which right now there's going to be... Oh, right, we can start raiding Sunda next year. Well, there would be 21 ducats there, actually. Alright then, let's go. We can raid these natives. Oh, we've got Shrewsbury, Janova, so we can't raid them yet. But that's 21 ducats. If we can get another 4 over here for the center of trade, that would reduce the devastation quite drastically. Oh, the explorer was ready. Alright then, let's go and explore. The Southeast Pacific it is. Oh, actually, yeah, we discovered pretty far. There's going to be quite a bit of the islands over here that we can then potentially colonize. Although we won't really be able to colonize too much yet, but we're slowly working on it. Expanding the territory that we currently hold. So the raiding should happen very shortly. Let's head back to the... We'll head back to the capital, actually. A bit more central location. Oh, and Mauritius already 700. Well, there we go. That's been quite a nice growth there. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if I haven't already. I'll check the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.